Hello, Amy. This is Jane Klein, Director of Client Strategy at Counseling Wise, and I am going to go through your marketing analysis with you here. Um, so you can, pause or stop this video at any time to take notes or jot down questions. I'm going to go pretty fast, but you can always just rewind and give us a call if you have any questions about what I'm going through. So to that end, so my comments are in blue. We start with your traffic analysis with your Google Analytics. I'm not sure if you've seen that before, but it's actually, your traffic is pretty low. So your organic is not too bad considering that you have almost a total lack of optimization on your pages. Your bounce rate is pretty darn good, which means that your message is resonating with people. That's right up here. So, 50%, sometimes I see 90%, that's bad. That means 90% of the people come on, bounce off, after being on your site for a few seconds. So yours is pretty good. The average pages per visit at 2.06 is not bad either. And once on your site, people seem to stay and poke around a bit, averaging 2.53 pages. That's pretty good, decent resonance. We do want to get the time on site. I like to see 3 to 4 minutes here. Okay, so that's a little bit troubling, but we can discuss that a little bit further down the road. We'll give you an idea of why that might be. Okay, your social media analysis. You got a nice LinkedIn profile. Love the Facebook photo. You got a nice Twitter account. You have all your directory listings look great. You're psyched for that. So my comments, and you got a good therapy. So you're very well represented on these sites. You know what? Let me just put this down to 150 a little bit here. There we go. Okay, so you're very well represented. Great job. I see a lot of therapists who are just clueless about any of this stuff, and they just come off as really musty, dusty, and it's nice to see that you're in the 21st century. That's great. So, but it would behoove you to have a corresponding specialty page on your site for each area of concern that you list. So, let's just say up here, I wanted drug or alcohol addiction counseling, or anxiety, right? That's a big, very, very highly searched term, anxiety treatment or anger management. They're listed, but then I go on your site and they're not there. I don't have a specialty page for them, and I don't get the sense that you actually really do. I just get the sense that, you clicked a bunch of boxes. We can deal more with that down the road as well. Okay, so your home page analysis. All right. So we have what we call a report card here. It's just kind of a standard form. So can the visitor immediately see without scrolling what you offer? Okay, so not really, right? They see the Joseph Campbell quote, nice photography, you have a good eye. They see you do couples therapy and transitions and therapeutic wilderness adventures. So, this is actually a modality. Nobody's going to Google therapeutic wilderness adventures. That's like, some people do EFT, some people do brain spotting. Some people do walk and talk therapy. You're not really speaking to my area of concern. Transitions, boy, I don't know. We don't want to keep people guessing about what you do. That's a little bit amorphous, if you ask me. Like I'm guessing that what you're really talking about are gender identity issues, LGBTQ issues. So it's just, you don't want to beat around the bush on the web. You have to go really right to, the actual specific focused searched term that somebody might be looking for. Okay. The headline grabs attention. No, it does not, because again, I'm not really sure. It's very pretty, but it's just not very compelling. Okay. Is it written to sell? No, not really. The footer has some compelling text, but is it specific and targeted? No. If I need depression counseling, I feel like I'm in the wrong place. Anxiety. You are missing potential clients by not addressing this on your homepage. Okay, so if I'm suffering from anxiety, sorry. That's a different search. Okay, so I'm suffering from anxiety, right? Or maybe I'm even like a young gay person just about going to come out of the closet. You're not hitting me over the head here that you do those things. So this is pretty nice, but it's just it's too hidden, right? Okay, so back to this. So let's see. Okay, you listed some emotion. Yes, to some degree. You definitely have there's a feeling that you're sort of an in touch person, right? So that's nice, but it could be better. Is there a clear, easy, non-threatening call to action? No, there is not. That's a big faux pas. Big room for improvement there, right? So you don't want to keep people guessing about how to get a hold of you. Okay, you really don't. Like, it's okay to have a contact here, but you need a phone number. You need a and what's really nice too is a call to action that's a kind of a free report. So this is what we call a clear, easy, non-threatening call to action. So no free report offered. That's we also call that the lure, or for the opt-in. And what I mean by that is something that looks like this. And again, I'm not talking about design. This is Susan Ornstein. Her design is totally different, and her feel is totally different. She's, the big psychiatry and all that. All I'm talking about is this. This is the lure. Okay, so it takes people between 8 to 12 times visiting a site before they make a major purchase, such as and a very personal purchase, such as getting counseling, and with whom, with the right person, right? So what this does is it gives you an opportunity. They're not ready to call, right? They're going to visit the site 8, 9, 10, 11 more times on average before. While they're making up their mind whether they should see you or not, you want to get them a free report. So you want them typing in their name, then you get your email address, and then a couple times a month you can email your list and say, hey, are you still, thinking about therapy? 7 signs that you might be, suffer from clinical depression versus just, having the blues, right? So that's what we mean by this. So that's the opt-in. No, you don't have one, and they really do work. Only 2% of people in looking for therapy click on the first visit. Okay, so, and that's usually has to do with infidelity. Like, you just found out that your husband's cheating on you. You're on the phone and into somebody's office that day because it's so overwhelming. But for most part, people do not make impulse buys. You really need to get that list working for you. Okay, so a 3D image of the report, that just looks a little bit better, than it looks like, hey, like kind of like a book, I'm going to get to really know what this therapist thinks about my particular issue. So you don't have that either. And then looks professional. This actually deals with the report, because some of them, we've seen them where they really didn't, but you don't have a free report, so, that's NA. The site design looks nice, though. Okay, so pros and grows, right? Pros are you look wonderfully engaging and yet professional in your photo. Just totally love the photo. It's great. Your color palette is calm. The overall feel is tranquil and welcoming. And boy, have I seen some bad, untranquil, uncalming sites, with just too many fonts and way too much text, and the attention is pulled in 50,000 different directions at once. So yours doesn't have that. You have a good eye for design. Your photos are just terrific, beautiful. And you have a WordPress site with the Yoast plugin. And you have some of your specialties listed in the hover over nav bar, so that's good. Okay, so the grows are your copy could use some help, right? the nav structure is piecemeal. All of your specialties are not given weight. So for example, if I need anxiety treatment, I'm probably off of your site, right after looking at the homepage. I'm like, oh, she doesn't do that. I'm out of here. Let's see. You need to make each of these items navigable and have a fully developed 7-point marketing message that puts them through a problem, solution, explanation, objection, proof, uniqueness, and call to action. So if you want to know more about this 7-point marketing message, just click right here, and Becky has a great intro to that, and that will help you if you decide to go ahead and rewrite some of those pages. Okay, so on to homepage SEO. You have a WordPress site with Yoast, and yet so you're light years ahead of your competition, but nothing's optimized. So it's almost like you have a Porsche parked in the garage, but you're taking a horse and buggy to work. There's no point. I mean, you have a really, really great setup and you're not using it. So your SEO is non-existent. There's no page specificity. So you need to optimize your homepage so that organic search engines will be able to discern what exactly it is you're doing. Even though you have Yoast, your site is really starving from an SEO perspective. Not to be overly dramatic, but it's true. So there's just some really low-hanging fruit here, and your URL is doing nothing for you either. By the time people have heard of Amy Winchester, that's not organic search. Organic search is like someone typing in a gay couples therapy, for example. That would be a great page for you to have, right? Because you specialize in couples therapy and you specialize in gay issues. So if I know that I'm, my partner and I, we need counseling and we want to go to, to a gay therapist, lesbian therapist, or whatever, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about when I say so. Changing your URL to something like, your therapist Boulder or whatever. Anyway, run this by me if you're considering doing that, because some things have better search traction than others. And you don't want to make it too long either, because then there's a reason. Google won't index URLs that are beyond a certain word count. So keep that in mind. Okay, specialty page analysis. Look how pretty. It's a really, really good looking site. I like it. Visitor can see immediately what you're doing. Yes, see, that's great. Marriage counseling, couples therapy, love it. It grabs attention. Yes. Is it written to sell? Not really. Okay, so you need the 7-point marketing message. Plus these pages suffer from a lack of text. Plain and simple. They need to be between 700 and 1,000 words. Otherwise, they can't be optimized for SEO. So this is a very, very thin page by Google standards. It's just you're not hitting it out of the park there. Alrighty. Is it specific and targeted? Yes, to some degree. But again, you should have more of those specialty pages. Like I love, this page is really good. It needs more content, but it's I know this is a marriage and couples therapy page, right? But where am I if I want anger management, if I want anxiety and depression, where are those pages? You need those. Okay, so does it elicit emotion? Yes, to some degree. Is there a clear and threatening, non-threatening call to action? No. Already talked about this on the homepage. Same problem. Okay, your specialty pages are not nearly what they should be. You are really hiding a lot of areas of focus from potential clients and from search engines. Okay. Alrighty. Moving on. Specialty page SEO. Gack. Oh, I already wrote this. Okay, let me take that out. That was on the homepage. Anyway, yeah. Okay, bad SEO scene. Yeah, same thing. You need a focused keyword. You need a meta description. You need title tags. You need alt tags. You got to get this going on. Okay, blog analysis. You are crushing it. Love your blogging. It's great. It's great content. It's great design. It's just lovely. Okay, so are they categorized? Yes, nice job. When I find my interest, is there more helpful information via the blog post encouraging me to stay on the site longer and really resonate with my particular problem? Yes, there's great content off the couples page, for example. However, you need to build out more specialty pages and link your blog posts to them. So I think I even saw a blog about, anxiety or depression and this and that, but they're not like, again, you need a page, you need to bring them through a doorway, right, that says depression, and then they go into little sub doorways, like, do you get extra depressed around Valentine's Day? Just whatever you want to blog about, but it should be, extra things for me to that are going to resonate with my particular problem, so I can keep reading, and keep, like, it's your place to really draw me in and let me know why you are the depression expert. After helpful info, is there a clear call to action? No, there is not. That is a big faux pas. Big. Okay, so we got couples therapy Boulder, marriage therapy Boulder, blah, 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 blah. Where do you rank? You don't rank well at all. So, of course, everybody wants to be on page 1. The first, 3 organic searches on Google get 80% of the traffic. So we love trying to get people on page 1, but there's no way you're going to get on page 1 until you do a bunch of stuff. So, and even then, there are no guarantees. But you're really not on page 1 right now. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean. I'm not making fun of you. Believe me. You're, like I said, your site you're doing a lot of things really well. I'm just trying to be very, honest and clear about what you need to do to get even more people coming through your door. Okay, so the bad news is this is really bad. Sorry. The good news is there's a lot of room to easily improve search traffic. All of your efforts, you've done a lot, I can tell. They will not have been in vain if if your site has more content that is optimized. You're doing a lot of things right, but now you need to fill in the blanks, right? You have a bunch of Swiss cheese holes, but you got to fill those in, and a really clear picture is going to emerge to Google and to people, okay, that are looking for you. Google Places, all right. Yeah, sure. Once we get everything else done, it would be really good to do, beef up your Google Places. It should definitely be pursued, but it's not. I would rather. That's like, on the back burner, I would say, compared to some of your other problems. Okay, so your website grader, 45 out of 100. You have 80 index pages. That's nice. But you don't have. See, here's your meta description problem. 0. Okay. Do you know what a meta description is? You probably do. But for example, if I Google this, see this right here. This is the meta description. So this is called a title tag. Right here, the blue. Everybody's familiar with these by now, right? That, and then this is. Oh, whoops, sorry. And then this is a meta description, right? Now you don't have any meta descriptions, so Google just pulls stuff randomly from your page. You've got to write these. We've got to get those written because, this is a great one, right? I'm a licensed clinical psychologist with a PhD. I am committed to providing compassionate. My practice is LGBT, affirming, right? You want these words in there too. You want gay, lesbian, Anyway, so these people, yeah, they got it going on pretty well. But anyway, that's what I mean by a description. Okay, so these are all just kind of like website grader tools. We run it through an engine that does all this stuff, and you can look more into it. It's I'm going to sum it up for you. You don't have all that great of a 45 out of 100 is not good. But do you have plenty of pages on your site? Yes. Great job. Blogging. Is the business address in the footer of each page? No. You need to have your business address in the footer. Otherwise, Google doesn't really know. If someone Googles depression counseling Boulder, if your address is not in the footer of your pages, Google still is kind of confused about, where you are. So, and is there a contact form? Does your contact form have a Google map of your office location? No. And Google loves that too. So, Google owns the internet, so you got to play by its rules. And it is trying to help people who want to find you. Okay, it's trying to build that bridge. So, help it out. Okay, detrimental backlink check. Hooray! Your site, you have no detrimental backlinks. What a relief. Yeah, it costs about $3,000 to clean it up. We don't even offer the service. It's so complicated. It's just a nightmare. It's a total like hazardous waste problem. You can't really plant a new garden until you get rid of all the hazmat. So you don't have it, and you just save yourself $3,000. Yay! Okay, so but you could use some more beneficial backlinks. So if you've been mentioned in articles, say in Psychology Today or the Daily Camera or wherever like that, it would be nice to have those sites linking back into you. Duplicate content check. Okay, Google doesn't like duplicate content. It thinks that it's spammy or that you're trying to, game the system by adding more content. So it actually, is detrimental to your ranking score. And so you need to get rid of this duplicate content. Yep. Okay. Canonicals. Yep. No problem. There, good. Performance check. Okay, so you haven't probably gotten a D since maybe never. You probably got A's in high school and university. Well, you don't have an A on this, so it's a bad report. Your page speed is really not up to par, and the reason that's a problem is that, statistically people, if you have to wait, like each second that they have to wait for the page to load, the attrition rate is just atrocious. People just hemorrhage out of your site. They will not stick around while pages are loading, okay? And that probably has to do with the flash, these guys going round and round. It's a lot of people, God, I love that photo. I'm a rock climber, so I just love rocks. Anyway, okay, so this is bad news. We can help you with it, though. That's the good news. Okie dokie, moving on. Responsive. That just means fancy word for mobile friendly, tablets, iPhones, smartphones, whatever. Okay, your site is not mobile friendly, and you need to correct that because every more the percentage of mobile users increases for search. So every address lookup, every Google Calendar reminder, just people search from mobile now. There's no two ways about it. And up until this point, I was actually going to recommend that you just need some more pages and some optimization, and maybe some mechanics work on your speed of site. But in light of this, the non-mobile issue, you may want to seriously consider getting a new website with a modern, mobile-friendly WordPress theme. Okay, malware. Yep, you are. You have outdated software, and so therefore you are vulnerable to hacking, and this should be addressed immediately. The reason why it matters is because spammers can then on the contact form, for example, they can they can hijack your emails and then send stuff out to your email list, like sale on Viagra, whatever like that. So we don't want that to happen. Okay, marketing plan. This is what I'm recommending. That you rework your, you get a new WordPress site, basically a mobile-friendly theme with the Yoast plugin. This is not totally essential. Like I said, if you want to stay where you are, it's not the end of the world. If you don't have the money or the time or the inclination or whatever, you can do a lot with your current site. But the mobile-friendly, it really is a concern. It's like 33% or so. It increases every month. It was about 29, and it was 30, and I think it's about 35% of all websites are accessed via mobile. And you want those clients. You don't want to be, making them work a third of your client, of your potential clientele. So, what's the reason for this? Well, lots of them, but to boil it down, it's the user engagement, the time on site, trust building, credibility building authority in Google's eyes. So the longer people stay on your site, the higher Google ranks you. So if you have a page duration of like 10 minutes like Wikipedia does, or that's why it's always top ranked, because it's got a huge amount of content. People read it and they stay on that page a long time. So Google's like, wow, Wikipedia is serving them up what they want, and so I'm going to rank it number one. That's how it works. Okay. So, if you want help with a new site, click here. Becky will talk about our Smart Therapy website program. It's a great program. It's pretty brainless for you, and it costs somewhere between $1,500, $3,000. Whole new website, new nav, pages, new pages, specialty pages, all that good stuff. But go here and just check it out. Becky can explain it. Anyway, okay, so yeah, you need to add specialty pages to your navigation. I would reorganize your nav. I will give them visitors an immediate direct path. So again, not from a design perspective, but you'll just note that on the Ornstein site, see how you, okay, so if I'm a teen, if I know my teen, I think they're suffering from depression. It's so easy. It's like, okay, teens, depression, right? I mean, that's simple. Or, adults, like, okay, what, anger management, anxiety, just very, very easy to nav. That's what I'm suggesting. Just a better nav. I mean, I've seen worse than your nav. Don't get me wrong. So, but I'm just there's not enough of it. And this is not a this is a modality. This is not a an area of concern that a potential client has. Okay, what else? Yes. Okay, so I've already gone through this at quite some length. Okay, marketing message. You need your home pages, especially pages, need some really good marketing, and you have to talk to people about their specific problem, and keep them on your site. You're missing that opportunity to some degree. You can learn more about that going here. We can write these for you. The cost is $40 an hour. Usually it's about $200 per message. But you are a good writer, and you may want to do this yourself. And if you do want to do it yourself, if you click here and watch this video, it will train you how to do it yourself. You can save that money. Okay, blog content. Yeah, it gives Google a heartbeat that you're constantly adding content, which means you also rank higher, and it gives visitors, more in-depth. So this is no cost because you're already doing this, and you're just crushing, and you should just keep doing it yourself. Okay, we should create a lure and a 3D cover. It helps build an email list. It helps you really build momentum. A list enables you to make contact with people over and over again. Then they go back to your site, and they end up calling. That's just the way it works. So you can do it yourself, or we can help you with the report. They tend to be, $40 an hour for writing. It's usually I think it's like 6 to 8 hours. And then $50 for a professionally designed cover. You can also write it yourself, and we can just do the cover however you want. Okay, optimize Google Places. Yes, go for it. I think that, LGBT Therapist Boulder, that's, you should be ranking. I don't know if you know what those are, Google Places. So, for example, this one doesn't have any. Okay, so let's just do Therapist Boulder. Try that, and I'll show you what a local listing is. These are local listings. See, so first of all, you need a Google map on your site, and then we do all these things to tell Google Places that, hey, Amy Winchester is also a therapist in Boulder, and we'd really love to get you up there for LGBT Therapist Boulder. They don't even have any local listings for that, so you can play in that sandbox by yourself. Okay. Okay, optimize all pages on site utilizing Yoast. Definitely, I can teach you how to do this, or we can do it for you. So it's hard to learn, actually, to do it well, but I have been known to teach people, especially people who are really, really into doing their site, just updating the content on the site, writing it themselves, updating their blogs, updating their content. Other people are just like, oh God, I don't even want it. I don't have time. It's definitely complicated. There's a lot of factors, but this is totally key to all of your efforts, because right now your signal to Google is weak and it's confused, and it needs to be clear and strong. I can do this over the phone or in person. Since you're in Boulder, I charge $100 an hour. Or if you do the Smart Therapy website, it's included at $40 an hour. Okay, so here's my summing up here. You have a lot going for you. your credentials, your blogging, your design eye, your social media presence. You can be proud and happy with your efforts. But I do recommend either a new WordPress site or stay at your current site. Learn how to optimize your pages or pay us to do it. Change your URL, add specialty pages, and optimize those as well. Ramp up Google Places listing, add an HCard, and fix your site speed and malware problems. You need to do this regardless. Okay. Now, if you do opt to go for a new site, these will all be fixed. These will all be done pursuant to your new site. Okay. If you want more information, please go to counselingwise.com and schedule a free half-hour consultation with Becky. She gets this little pop-up box that says "Let's talk." You just click on it and you schedule a time. You click set time to discuss, and then you'll get on her calendar. I'm not sure if you want a client strategy meeting where we talk about. Let's see, I can show you some. We basically create a mind map. So, for example, what I do is I decide. We talk about what your specialties are, and like this guy's into Jung, right? But he used to have that in his upper nav. And I'm like, people really don't care what you're into. They just, DreamWorks, Samplay, Wilderness Adventures, whatever. What they really care about is, anxiety treatment, right? Depression, grief counseling, and there's a whole bunch of. That's a very simple site. Your site would be a bit more complex. I would say it would look maybe, no, certainly not as complex as something like this. But basically, in a client strategy meeting, I just really go in depth into what your new site would look like. The navigation, everything. So if you do want a client strategy meeting, email me, jane@counselingwise.com, or just talk to Becky. Becky's great. She's awesome, and she can answer your questions. So Amy, it has been a pleasure getting to know you virtually through your site, and we hope to be able to help you further your efforts to reach those people who are trying to find you. Thanks very much for watching this. Have a great rest of your day.